In the middle of the Caribbean Sea, a family is spending their vacation on their yacht. The mother, Julia, jumps into the water to go for a swim. While relaxing in the water, she suddenly feels something strange touch her. Since she cannot see anything around her, she convinces herself that it might just be her imagination. A few seconds later, she feels the same strange sensation again. Once again, nothing is visible, but this time she starts to panic. She begins swimming back toward the yacht. Suddenly, something grabs her leg and starts pulling her underwater. Terrified, Julia screams loudly for help. Her daughter, Cassie, is wearing headphones and listening to music, so she cannot hear anything. Julia's husband, Tom, and their son, Ben, are busy fishing and are unaware of what is happening. Julia struggles to stay above the water, but water enters her mouth, making it difficult for her to scream. After some time, Tom realizes that he hasn't seen Julia for a while. He looks around the yacht, then spots his wife in danger. He shouts for the children, steers the yacht toward her, and jumps into the water. He quickly reaches Julia, holds her, and swims back toward the yacht. The children help pull both of them up. The family gathers around Julia and checks on her. Julia tries to calm herself by saying that maybe it was just the waves that caused the incident. That night, the family celebrates Ben's birthday together. Cassie receives a call from her boyfriend, so she takes her laptop and goes outside. During the video call, her boyfriend shows her that huge black clouds have covered the city sky. Suddenly, the call glitches and freezes. Cassie goes back to tell her family about it, but Tom explains that the signal is probably weak because they are far from land. Just then, they hear a strange sound. Everyone goes outside and sees a group of whales passing by. Tom explains that whales usually follow the Earth's magnetic field, but when a storm approaches, they become confused. Suddenly, the yacht shakes violently, and Ben falls down. Tom becomes worried that the yacht might have been damaged, so he dives underwater to check. After some time, he comes back to the surface, but there is a large wound on his shoulder. Julia immediately stitches his injury. Tom explains that while underwater, he felt as if some huge creature was behind him, but when he turned around, he was cut by the propeller. He insists that whatever was there felt massive. Tom notices significant damage to the yacht, so they decide they must call for help. Julia repeatedly tries the radio, while Cassie searches for phone signal, but nothing works. Suddenly, Cassie sees a strange creature and screams, but it turns out to be Ben wearing a mask and joking. A short time later, the yacht completely shuts down and gets stranded in the middle of the sea. Julia hears a voice on the radio, but the signal is so distorted that she cannot understand anything. Tom tells the family that they only have 4 days' worth of food and water left, and will have to wait for a fishing boat to pass by. Suddenly, something appears on the radar, and the family hears an eerie sound. They rush outside and are shocked to see multiple fiery objects falling from the sky. Wherever these objects land, massive explosions occur. One of them falls into the water near the yacht. Tom immediately tries to start the yacht, and the engine barely comes to life, but another object hits nearby. The family clings to each other in fear. That's when Tom realizes that the falling fireballs are not meteors, but satellites. At the same time, Ben notices smoke coming out of the yacht. Tom checks and confirms that the engine is damaged. As the wind grows stronger, the family hides inside the yacht without noticing that the compass is spinning wildly. The yacht shakes violently again. Ben falls once more, and this time he gets injured. huge waves slam against the yacht. Tom struggles outside to bring life jackets. Suddenly, the power goes out. Tom rushes to the power box and restores electricity. At that moment, Ben notices blood coming from Julia's nose. Julia begins feeling dizzy, while Cassie rushes to the sink and vomits. Tom keeps trying the radio, but there is still no signal. Suddenly, a loud, high-pitched noise fills the air, and the wind becomes even stronger. Julia tries to close the doors, but a hatch opens, and the powerful wind starts smashing the windows. Tom lights a flare, and shortly after, darkness falls. The next morning, the family wakes up in shock, realizing they survived the storm. However, the yacht is heavily destroyed. When they step outside, they are stunned to see that the ocean has disappeared, and the yacht is now stuck on land. Cassie checks for network signal, but everything is completely down. Ben starts playing with 2 dead crabs. Tom checks the compass and realizes it has reversed, something that last happened 700,000 years ago. Cassie believes her boyfriend must be dead and breaks down emotionally. When Julia tries to comfort her, Cassie pushes her away and runs off to hide. Julia and Tom check the remaining supplies. Ben ties his birthday balloons to a rock, hoping that any survivor might see them. Tom tries the radio again, and this time he connects with a man named Noah, a submarine captain. His submarine is also stuck on land. Noah confirms that the Earth's magnetic poles have reversed, causing the ocean to retreat and land to submerge. He says the communication systems are completely down and that he hasn't seen any other survivors. Noah adds that the poles will reverse again and the ocean may return within a week. He warns the family to climb to higher ground because when the water comes back, it will be extremely dangerous. He reveals that his partner died in a crash and that the submarine only has space for 3 people. Julia and Tom beg him to save their children. Noah gives him his coordinates. Tom calculates that it will take 2 to 3 days to reach the submarine. He tells the family to rest well for the night and that they will leave in the morning. The next morning, the family packs their supplies. Suddenly, Tom notices something moving nearby. It is a limping man holding a harpoon, accompanied by a barking dog. Tom approaches him and offers a bottle of water. The man speaks in a language Tom doesn't understand. After drinking the water, the stranger suddenly smashes the bottle on Tom's head and kicks him hard in the face. Julia runs in terror, but it is too late. The man stabs Tom in the stomach with the harpoon. Tom struggles for a few moments, and then the man slits his throat. The attacker chases Julia and throws the harpoon at her, injuring her shoulder. Despite the pain, Julia runs inside the yacht and tells the children to hide. She locks the door. Cassie and Ben hide inside a sofa. Julia hands them a flare gun and hides in the bathroom with a knife. The man breaks into the yacht, grabs some food, and searches around. When he moves toward the bathroom, Julia cleverly escapes through a small opening. The man assumes she fled, but as she tries to sneak away, his dog spots her and starts barking. The dog lunges at her, and Julia kills it with the knife. Hearing the dog scream, the man rushes out, sees his dead dog, and becomes furious. Julia tries to re-enter the yacht from the other side through a broken window, but the man reaches her first. He punches her, causing her to fall. She grabs furniture to protect herself, but he kicks her away, steps on her wrist to force her to drop the knife, slams her face to the ground, throws her onto the sofa, and starts choking her. The children witness everything. Cassie runs out and fires the flare gun directly at the man. He catches fire, and flames spread across the yacht. The children escape immediately. Julia returns, kicks the man down, grabs the map and bag, and runs away. Ben and Cassie cry beside their father's body. Julia joins them, and together they say a tearful final goodbye to Tom. Suddenly, the terrifying man emerges again, forcing the family to flee. Moments later, the yacht explodes in a massive blast. After walking some distance, they stop near a small waterfall to rest. Cassie thinks the man might have followed them because of the balloons. Ben feels guilty, but Julia assures him it wasn't his fault and urges them to keep moving because the man is still chasing them. Along the way, Ben is shocked to see a dead hammerhead shark near a small pond. Julia notices the man approaching again. They run and fall down a sand dune into an area filled with toxic waste. Carefully, they cross it and believe they've escaped. They continue walking past large dead sea animals and massive amounts of plastic from the ocean floor. Ben slows down, and Julia realizes he is close to dehydration. When she checks the water bottle, she is horrified to see it almost empty. Cassie realizes she may not have closed it properly. Julia angrily shouts at Cassie for her carelessness, while Cassie responds that it doesn't matter because they're going to die anyway. A long argument follows, but they keep moving. Later, they find a crashed airplane. Something moves inside, frightening them, but it turns out to be birds. They decide to spend the night inside the plane. They share snacks, and Julia finds a family photo in Tom's jacket, which breaks her heart. During the night, Cassie steps outside the plane. The terrifying man tries to grab her from behind, but Julia suddenly attacks him and stabs him repeatedly until he dies. Cassie hugs her mother, calming her down. The next morning, the man's body is covered with insects, and they notice bite marks, suggesting another dangerous creature in the area. As they leave, crabs crawl out of the man's mouth. Hours later, Julia and Cassie study the map while Ben walks ahead quietly. Julia shouts for him to stop, but Ben bends down to drink water from a pond. Julia pulls him back immediately, warning him that unknown water could make him sick. The sun becomes extremely harsh, so they cover their heads with cloth. Ben becomes dizzy. They find old chairs and build a temporary shelter. Julia gives Ben an injection and decides they will stay the night. In the morning, Julia awakens to a strange sound and sees a massive swarm of crabs approaching. She wakes the children and they run until they reach a large cargo ship with 3 surviving crew members. One woman wants to help them, but the 2 men refuse and lock the container, leaving the family outside. As the crabs approach, Julia helps the children climb onto the container. When she tries to climb, the crabs bite her leg. The children pull her up just in time. Crabs enter through holes in the container. The crew members fire weapons, but the crabs overpower and kill them all. Julia bandages her wound and faints. When she wakes, she is alone in a sandstorm. She panics, searches for her children, picks up a weapon from a dead woman, and screams. Cassie returns, explaining she and Ben went to look for help. They reunite with Ben, who finds an open container for shelter. Julia uses Tom's lighter to cauterize her wound, enduring unbearable pain. After the storm ends, they find another container filled with water bottles. They also find a radio and a gun. Julia contacts Noah, telling him they lost the map. Noah explains that giant arthropods attacked them, creatures driven mad by oxygen. He warns them to hurry because the ocean will return much sooner than expected, leaving only a few hours. He fires a flare, guiding them. After a long walk, they finally see the submarine, but must cross a dangerous rocky path. As they cross, the walls shake, rocks fall, and a massive rock slide occurs. Julia pushes her children aside and saves them, but a rock wall separates them. Julia tells the children to move on without her. Cassie refuses, but eventually is forced to take Ben forward. The children reach the submarine and find Tom badly injured. He tells them it's over for him and that they can take the submarine. Cassie runs back for her mother. Julia sees crabs approaching and starts firing. The swarm is overwhelming. Cassie appears above the wall, reaches out, and Julia climbs despite her injured leg. Together, they reach the submarine. Ben fires to distract the crabs while Julia continues shooting until the children are inside. When the bullets run out, Julia throws the gun and joins them inside. They lock the hatch tightly. As the ocean returns, they strap in and hold hands. Violent waves toss the submarine. Julia sees visions of the entire journey. Cassie vomits, and a high-pitched sound fills the air as they lose consciousness. Later, they wake up alive. They unlock the hatch and see the submarine resting inside a destroyed city. There is hope for survival and a new beginning. The film ends here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for more exciting videos. Thank you for watching.